Hi, I'm Bryan of Bush Electronics. Over the last 2 weeks, I've gotten a dozen emails or so asking about this, our center island here in the install garage. The truth be told is, we didn't buy it anywhere other than the parts at various home centers locally. We already had most of our parts bins, but what we needed was a bigger island that was able to move across our floor and handle the weight of everything we carry on this. You might be shocked to know that the overall weight of this unit is about 1,500 pounds. And commercially, there just wasn't anything on the market that could do what we wanted it. So our fabrication team teamed up with the guys in the install garage, and they put their heads together, and this is what they came up with. And it's a pretty ingenious design overall with it. We've had a lot of questions regarding some of the pictures in there, and we figured why not just give a chance to show you guys exactly what this center island is all about, and at the same point we want to showcase some of the quality of the products that we offer. You all have seen our Satina products, our Whalen Engineering and Havas products, but what you don't see oftentimes are all the hidden components, the wire, the connectors, and some of the hardware we use. So in today's video, this is what we're going to showcase with you while we show you our overall new center island. So let's take a look at it. It seems like every video that I post that utilizes our center island here in the garage, I always get an email asking me about this and what it is. Well, to solve the mystery, it's all of our wiring that we utilize here. Most of this side of our island is dedicated to wire connectors, fuses, and all of our wiring. The inside drawers here allow us to store all of our loom securely, keeping the dust out of it, and guys can come over as needed and they can pull it out. One of the biggest questions I always get is why there's a horse on the side of our cabinet. Well, truthfully, it's an inside joke that I really can't get into with you, but what I can show you is that the inside of this particular cabinet houses very large room that we would utilize for big harnesses or harnesses going into consoles to kind of conceal them. But that solves that. We mentioned we carry some of the highest quality connectors that are out there on the market, and we really do. We get most of our connectors from Electrotherm. And one of the places where we start with it is we get waterproof connectors on anything that exists outside. So as you can see behind me, there's a bumper in progress here. And you may not be able to see it because we're zoomed out so far, but already on the harness, the guys have already put waterproof connectors on it. We pride ourselves on using waterproof connectors, and it's one of the only ways we can keep our lifetime guarantee intact on it to make sure that salt and corrosion, especially here in the upstate New York area, doesn't get inside of all of our wiring. And if you ever had a chance to see copper wiring exposed to corrosion, you'll understand what really can happen to it there. I'm certainly sure that some departments have probably encountered corrosion on light heads that have caused the light heads to fail on it. And going down the road during an emergency really isn't an option for failure, at least in our minds anyway. So we really do pride ourselves in the overall quality. Not only does it begin with some of the products that we carry, such as the lights from Whalen, the Satina products, and the Havas consoles, but if you don't have quality parts and connectors utilized in the overall build, it doesn't matter what product we put on the vehicle, at some point the failure point is going to exist. And like we said, to us that's just not an option. We really do believe unmatched quality is the only way to go with it. So like I said, we have several of our connectors from there. We also utilize something that a lot of departments don't see often, and that's these Deutsch connectors. Deutsch connectors have been really big on the fire truck scene for years, but we don't do a lot of full fire truck builds here. In fact, we don't build fire trucks here, but we will do small pump trucks. And for us, when you have to take off the whole front bumper, as you see here, oftentimes we'll attach the grill lights to the back of the bumper. Oftentimes these radiator support bars that we could normally attach stuff to are so far back that to be able to put grill lights on there, you just wouldn't be able to see them. So we'll attach them to the grill. Well, should the vehicle ever get into an accident, we don't want the body shop to disconnect all of our wiring on there by cutting it. We'd much rather they just disconnect them. Well, a Deutsch connector is a perfect example as to where a waterproof connector would come in handy for there. And we think ahead, which is a big part in making sure that we really have that unmatched quality in your build. Does your upfitter do that for you now? If they don't, give us a call. We'd be happy to talk about some options for you. Let's take a look at the other side of this thing. So the end of our benches were built around these, our wire racks that we already had here in the garage. Originally we had a much smaller center island that didn't move, and it was a real pain when we tried to load the shop full of vehicles if we couldn't get out of the way. It was pretty much bolted to the floor. So we wanted to make sure that we had something movable. Again, I said this is about 1,500 pounds of overall weight that exists in here. And when I show you the other side, you're going to understand why there is so much weight associated with it. But this side here particularly handles all of our power distribution and ground distribution wire, and as well as some of our zip cord over here. I'll take a look at the other side and I'll show you the wire we carry on. This side of our center island is set up very similar to the other side, except this side handles all of our colored wire. Now we have so many colors of our wire because we've standardized all of our harnesses that we built here at Bush. So that on a vehicle that doesn't have pre-wires for grill lights, sirens, speakers, etc., we have standardized colors that we utilize on all of our vehicles. For example, a green wire will only be used in the front of the vehicle for grill lights. Brown would only be used in the back of the vehicle for a backflash. White would be used for wig wags. Pink is usually used for such things as a weapon system on there, and our light blue wire might be used for radio rebroadcast. And that's like that on all of the vehicles we do, so that regardless of the technician, we can send someone out to troubleshoot it with very little lead time trying to hunt down what wire goes to where if it's not labeled. Now, if a customer asks us to, we can easily provide a schematic of the car as well as a circuitry diagram labeling what fuses go to what, and it would save time in the long run so that now small maintenance garages, if your DPW garage does all of your vehicle maintenance, you'd be able to troubleshoot it in-house before sending one of our guys out if the problem becomes more advanced. Now, an important thing to note about our wire is it's all flame resistant. Now, I posted a video a few months ago about our flame resistant wiring on it, and I had people that had written us complaint emails and hatred emails saying, well, we weren't really showing an accurate portrayal of it. And we really were. There was no staged footage in there, and it wasn't altered in any way. That really was two torches going at the wire at the same exact time. So to show you that we didn't actually alter it in any way, I'll continue to do it live while I talk to you. Now this particular wire right here was pulled out of a decommissioned vehicle we had just done. It was done by one of our competitors. And I will take a live flame to it here if I can get it to fire up on it. And you'll notice that it does start on fire, and then it will pretty much, the flame will keep going. In the event that I don't want to choke myself out, I'll shake it out and put it on the floor. But now I'm going to take a piece of wire right off of our rack here, and I'll show you that as I hold the torch to it, and I really am holding the torch to it, the wire is beginning to discolor on it. But it isn't actually going to hold a flame to it. And it's important to note that as realistic as it might be, we've had customers tell us, well, we should never be putting wire near radiators, catalytic converters, exhaust manifolds. You're absolutely right. And we don't ever do it that way. We make sure that all of our wire is protected by heat shields or run inside the vehicle. But it's important to note that it's an NFPA requirement that on all fire apparatus and on ambulance apparatus that you utilize flame-resistant wire. And we thought, well, if that's an NFPA standard and a KKK standard for ambulance services, we would just continue to use it on law enforcement. The law enforcement community has been really hesitant to really adopt any specific guidelines such as that. Now, we suspect it's coming, but in any event, we wanted to lead the way on making sure that we had the highest quality products in here. And to really kind of highlight that, we had done several vehicles for Syracuse University. In fact, we do all of their fleet. Several of the vehicles you see in here right now are part of their upgraded fleet they'll be getting here in the fall. We had done a vehicle for them about a year ago that was brand new, a complete build here with Bush, all brand new equipment on it, and about 5 days after it was delivered, it was involved in an accident up on Skytop parking lot, which the vehicle was struck by lightning. It injured both officers that were on board. However, all of the equipment that we had put in still continued to work afterwards. And if that's not a testament of the quality of work done here at Bush, as well as the quality of work that we offer and the quality of the products, both the Whalen products, the radios that were involved inside of it, the equipment that was inside the vehicle, as well as the Havas consoles, were still intact. Now, granted, the consoles may not have been an issue on there, but all the Whalen lighting equipment still functioned afterwards. And we like to believe that part of that was due to the fact of the wiring job that we had done. There was no fire on board the vehicle, thankfully. And again, we have every hope that that was to do with the flame-resistant wire that we had used on it. Had there been a problem down the road with it, or a problem at that particular incident, God only knows what might have happened. We can only speculate had we used a lower quality product. And again, our motto is unmatched quality. We really can't stress it enough. So let me show you one last part of the bench. It's this back side here, and you'll fully understand why this thing is as heavy as it is. Well, this side of our cabin is set up just like the other side, except for where all the loom was, we have all of our primary wires stored. We carry all of our 8, 6, and there's some 10 gauge behind there, as well as some spare wire off to the side, and some multi-conductor wire here, some telemote wire, some 4-conductor, and some strobe wire behind that. Up on top here is where we carry all of our hardware, and it's another part we're proud about to carry. We carry a lot of black hardware, and it's difficult to find and it's expensive, but we really believe it makes the bill. Not only are we going for form and functionality, but we're going for aesthetics as well. I think nothing looks better than when you have a black console and you use all black hardware to put it in. Oftentimes customers ask us to fabricate things for them, and we're happy to do that, but we need to have black hardware to be able to make sure that it's as inconspicuous as possible, and I think that's important to be able to show off there. A lot of times customers don't realize that not everything comes with black hardware. So it's one thing that we keep very well stocked, as well as radio and console screws extras, just in case the customer may have tried to do some work on their own, may lose some of the stuff. We have several other self-drilling screws over here, various sizes depending upon what we're doing. One of the other things that we stock quite a bit of is stainless hardware. And it's important to note that we spend quite a significant amount of money on our stainless hardware that we use, and we're proud to tell you that we carry some of the highest quality stainless bolts that are on the market. And although some people might tell you it's overkill, to us there's no reason putting a light head that's got a 5-year warranty on it if I can't get the light head back off again in potentially 4 years if there's a problem with it, because the hardware we used is corroded so badly that the light head now has to be broken to be able to get it off. It basically voids any warranty you might have with it. So the extra $1 or $2 up front to be able to make sure that that light head can be serviced later on down the road, or for that matter any other option that's added onto the vehicle can be serviced down the road, is well worth it to us in the beginning. Remember, we talk about unmatched quality, and you've probably heard me mention it several times during this video, but it's something that we can never get enough out there to our people on it. We always want to make sure that the quality of work that we provide can really be the top. We want to set the bar no matter where we go with it. And it's just one of the standards that we really think needs to be set with it. And we're happy to show any of our references to any of our customers. If you're going with a new upfitter, you need to make sure that you talk about references and call them. It's important to make sure that the reviews that anyone else may have on it are going to reflect what your fleet or your department's looking for. And it's really something that we are strongly passionate about with quality here. When it comes down to it, we really feel that there's no reason for a customer to put a high quality light bar like a Whelen product or a Satina cage inside your vehicle if you're not going to utilize high quality parts, products, and people. People is another big one. If you're not going to use high quality across the board, you might as well give up. And that's not to talk bad about some of our competition that exists out there. I'm certainly sure that there's some great products and service work out there, but we really feel we have some of the best people in the industry, and it costs a significant amount of money to make sure that the people are taken care of so that we can continually offer great service to all of our customers. So next time you look at a bid spec on there, don't always be quick to jump on low bid. Although Bush Electronics may never be the low bid on some of your installs, lately we've been finding that we are, but we may not always come in as low bid. But I want to make sure that you know that you may not always be getting apples to apples on there. It's important that you should always keep your upfitter involved in all of your build meetings. Even though you may be talking directly to the dealership, if you've been following our blog series lately, we want to make sure that you keep your upfitter always involved, because at some point in the life of that vehicle, you'll need to involve them on a part of the project. And if they're involved from the beginning, they can always give you advice and suggestions on what options might be good and what options they can save you some money on. If you have any further questions or discussion items that you want to reach out to us on Facebook, or you can email me at Bryan, B-R-Y-A-N, at bushelectronics.net. From all of us at Bush Electronics, we want to thank you for taking the opportunity to watch our video here out in the garage, and we hope you'll keep up with our video series. Thanks for watching.